Hello everyone, welcome to New Wealth Japan. I'm thrilled to have you here today. This channel is dedicated to helping travelers from around the world discover and experience the very best of Japan. From ancient temples and historic castles that have stood for centuries, to the vibrant world of anime, unique Japanese souvenirs, and incredible cuisine that will tantalize your taste buds, we cover it all. Japan is a country where tradition meets innovation, where you can enjoy a traditional tea ceremony in the morning and explore cutting-edge technology districts in the afternoon. It's this beautiful contrast that makes Japan so fascinating. We're passionate about sharing hidden gems, travel tips, and cultural insights that will make your Japanese adventure unforgettable. Whether you're planning your first trip or you're a seasoned Japan traveler, we've got something special for you. I'm truly grateful that so many people from all corners of the world share this passion for Japanese culture with us. Your enthusiasm and curiosity inspire every video we create. So sit back, relax, and let's explore Japan together. Let's get started.
All right, let's get right into it. We're putting together the absolute best guide for seeing Tokyo's famous cherry blossoms in 2026. We're going to count down the top 5 spots, especially for those of you visiting from overseas, and give you all the details you need to plan that perfect trip.
So, you're thinking about Tokyo for the Sakura season in 2026? Amazing choice. But here's the thing, timing is everything, especially this year. Let's dive into exactly why.
Okay, the first thing you absolutely need to know is that the 2026 season is predicted to be early. We're talking first bloom around March 20th to 21st, and then full bloom hitting right around March 28th. Now that's a good 3 or 4 days earlier than usual. So what's the takeaway? You've got to plan ahead because that magical window is short, and it's coming up faster than you might think.
Now, before we get to our top spots, there's a really important word you should know: hanami. It literally translates to flower viewing, but oh, it is so much more than that. It's the whole culture of celebrating spring. It's about picnics, getting together with friends, just having these quiet moments under the beautiful temporary blossoms. Understanding hanami is really the key to appreciating the whole experience.
Okay, with that in mind, let's get to the main event, our countdown of the top 5 cherry blossom spots in all of Tokyo for 2026. We're going to start at number 5 and work our way up to the one place you absolutely cannot miss.
Kicking off our list at number 5 is Sumida Park. This spot, it gives you a uniquely modern Tokyo kind of hanami experience.
So, picture this. You've got about 600 cherry trees lining the banks of the Sumida River. This is the spot if you want to get that iconic photo of the delicate pink flowers with the super modern Tokyo sky tree in the background. And for a totally different view, you can even take a river cruise. My pro tip? Go for an evening stroll. Both the trees and the sky tree are lit up, and it's just beautiful.
All right, moving on to number 4, we have one of Tokyo's most famous and historic locations, Ueno Park.
If you want to experience hanami in its most classic, high-energy, festive form, Ueno Park is where you need to be. With somewhere around 1,000 trees, the whole place just explodes into this massive party. I'm talking food stalls, paper lanterns, and big happy crowds, all celebrating spring. It's an incredible cultural experience, but just be ready. It gets really, really busy. Plus, with museums and a zoo right there, you can easily make a whole day of it.
Coming in at number 3 is a place that honestly looks like it was pulled straight out of a painting, the Chidoragafuchi Greenway.
This place is just pure magic. It's this path that runs along the moat of the old imperial palace, lined with cherry trees that just sort of weep over the water. The whole vibe is so romantic and historic. You know, the absolute best thing you can do here is rent a little rowboat and paddle right under that canopy of pink flowers. It's especially incredible at night when everything's lit up and you get these shimmering reflections on the water.
And speaking of nighttime viewing, that brings us to another key idea, yo-zakura. This is the tradition of seeing the cherry blossoms after dark. The trees are all lit up, usually with these beautiful paper lanterns, and it creates a vibe that's totally different from the daytime. It's much more intimate, more enchanting. And our number 2 spot, it's probably the most famous place for it.
In our runner-up position, we have the effortlessly cool and incredibly photogenic Meguro River.
For almost 4 kilometers, you've got about 800 cherry trees lining the Meguro River, and their branches reach over and create what really feels like a breathtaking pink tunnel. It is a photographer's dream. The neighborhood itself is super trendy, full of great little cafes and shops to check out, but the real showstopper here is the yo-zakura. When the lanterns cast this warm glow on the blossoms and you see them reflected in the water, it's just stunning. And now,
We've arrived at our #1 pick. After looking at everything, the atmosphere, the crowds, the overall experience, one place really stands out as the ultimate recommendation for 2026.
So why is this spot #1? Let's put it into perspective. You've got a classic place like Uno Park, right? It's festive, it's iconic, but it is also unbelievably crowded. Our top pick offers something completely different. Fewer people, way more variety in the trees, and just a calm, relaxing atmosphere. This is for the traveler who wants to really soak in the beauty of the blossoms.
And so our #1 cherry blossom spot in Tokyo for 2026 is the magnificent Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden.
Shinjuku Gyoen is, simply put, a masterpiece. It has over 1,000 trees and get this, more than 65 different kinds. Now the huge advantage there is that all that variety means a much longer blooming season. You have early bloomers and late bloomers, so your chance of seeing them at their absolute peak is so much better. Now there is a small entrance fee and you do need to book online for those busy weekends, but honestly, that's what keeps the crowds manageable and protects that peaceful vibe. It is hands down the highest quality hanami experience in the entire city.
Okay, so now you know where to go. Let's make sure you're actually ready to go. Here's a quick checklist to help you put together that perfect hanami plan.
Here are 4 simple steps. 1. Keep a really close eye on the forecasts as you get closer to March. 2. Pick your main spots, but always have a backup just in case the place is too crowded. 3. Figure out your train routes ahead of time and grab a transit card. And 4, and this is probably the most important, book your hotel as early as you possibly can. Sakura season is absolute peak travel time, and things fill up fast.
Finally, just a couple of quick but really important notes on etiquette. Whatever you bring in, you take out. Always pack out your trash. And please, don't touch or shake the branches. They're incredibly delicate. Respect any ropes or barriers you see. And just be mindful of your noise level. Hanami is a shared experience, and everyone's there to enjoy the peaceful beauty of the moment.
You know, there's this beautiful saying that I think really captures the whole feeling of the season. The cherry blossom is a reminder that life is beautiful, but also tragically short. It really speaks to this deep appreciation for the fleeting nature of things. And that's really at the heart of what these blossoms mean.
So as you plan your trip, think about this. Beyond getting that perfect photo for Instagram, what quiet, beautiful memory are you going to create for yourself under the blossoms? What is your hanami experience really going to mean to you? Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to The Explainer. So, you're planning a cherry blossom trip to Japan. It can feel a little overwhelming, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise with 5 essential keys that will help you navigate the season like a total pro and turn that dream vacation into an amazing reality. Okay, let's just dive right in. We all have this picture in our heads, don't we? A quiet, peaceful walk under a canopy of gorgeous pink petals. But the reality of Sakura season, it can be, well, a little more intense. We're talking about a super short 1-week window to see them at their best, and you'll be sharing that experience with literally millions of other people. So that brings us to our very first key. You have to master the timing. The cherry blossom season is incredibly sensitive to the weather, and a difference of just a few days can mean seeing a breathtaking full bloom or, just a bunch of bare branches. Now, to really nail the timing, you gotta know the lingo. First bloom is when just a handful of flowers have popped open on an official observation tree. But the real magic moment you're aiming for is full bloom, or mankai. That's when over 80% of the blossoms are open. That 1-week gap between the two, that is your golden window. And this is exactly why staying updated is so crucial. For 2026, the forecasts are pointing to an early bloom, particularly in eastern Japan. But you never know, a sudden cold snap could delay everything, or a warm spell could speed it all up. Your best bet is to start checking the forecasts every single day from March onwards so you can adjust your plans. All right, so you've timed your trip perfectly. Awesome. But now you're going to face the next big challenge. And that brings us to key number 2. Conquering the crowds. Because trust me on this, you will not be the only one there trying to get that perfect Sakura photo. To give you some perspective, let's just take Ueno Park in Tokyo. During that short Sakura season, this one park can get around 3 million visitors. No, that is not a typo, 3 million. The crowds are a very real thing you need to plan for. So how in the world do you beat them? You gotta be strategic.
Try visiting on a weekday, super early, like before 9 a.m. That can give you a precious bit of time with way fewer people. Also, don't sleep on the evenings. The nighttime light-ups, called yo-zakura, are absolutely magical and often a bit less crowded. And one last pro tip. For super popular spots like Shinjuku Gyoen, you have to check online. They often require reservations way in advance for peak weekends, so book ahead of time or you might not get in.
Okay, so you've got your timing down and a solid crowd control plan. Now let's talk about key number 3, navigating the public transport system, because it can be just as packed as the parks themselves.
Just look at this quote from a traveler who was trying to get to Mount Yoshino. It's a total cautionary tale. They missed their train by only 2 minutes, and the next one was completely sold out. During sakura season, trains to those famous spots fill up ridiculously fast, so a tiny delay can actually derail your entire day's plan. So to make sure that doesn't happen to you, here are 3 essential tips. First, if you're taking a limited express train, book your seats way in advance. Second, give yourself tons of time. Arriving at the station 30 minutes early isn't just a suggestion, it's pretty much a necessity to get through the crowds. And finally, a preloaded IC card like a Suica or Pasmo is your absolute best friend. It lets you just tap and go, breezing right past those long ticket lines. Okay, let's move on to our 4th key, and this one's a big one. Being prepared and respectful. A little bit of planning and just being aware of the local culture goes such a long way in making sure your hanami, your flower viewing party, is a great experience for you and for everyone else. So first, let's talk about what to bring. Comfortable shoes are completely non-negotiable. You'll be doing a ton of walking, especially in huge hilly parks like Mount Yoshino. Also, bring cash. A lot of the awesome festival food stalls are cash only, so having some yen ready is a must. And this is critical. Bring a bag for your own trash. Which brings us right to etiquette. This is so important. First, admire the beautiful sakura branches with your eyes only. Please don't touch, pull, or break them. Second, public trash cans are really hard to find. The golden rule is you pack it in, you pack it out. Take all of your garbage with you when you leave. And finally, just respect the peaceful vibe. Hanami is all about enjoying natural beauty together, so avoid loud noises or blasting music from speakers. What if, after all that planning, you miss that perfect 1-week window? Hey, it happens. So don't despair. Our 5th and final key is all about being flexible and expanding your options. So you might have missed the peak bloom of the most common type of cherry tree, the Mount Yoshino. That does not mean you're out of luck. There are still some absolutely incredible viewing opportunities out there. Here are 2 really smart strategies. First, think vertically. On a mountain like Yoshino, the blossoms open in stages, starting at the bottom and moving up to the top. This can actually stretch the viewing season out for weeks. Second, think varietally. The common sakura is just one type. You can look for spots that have late blooming varieties, like the gorgeous, fluffy Yazi sakura. So let's wrap this all up. Japan's sakura season for sure has its challenges. The timing, the crowds, the logistics. But by using these 5 keys and just doing a little bit of smart planning, you can navigate all of it and have that truly unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime experience you've been dreaming of. And that's our explainer on planning the perfect sakura trip. By mastering the timing, conquering the crowds, and respecting the culture, you're totally set for success. So with these keys in hand, the only question left is, what kind of sakura story are you going to create?
And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed exploring this part of Japan with us. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more travelers like you who love Japan. And here's the most important part. If you haven't already, please subscribe to New Wealth Japan and hit that notification bell. By turning on notifications, you'll be the first to know whenever we upload a new video. We post new content regularly, featuring different destinations, food experiences, and cultural insights across Japan, so you won't want to miss out. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any questions about what we covered today? Is there a specific place in Japan you'd like us to feature in an upcoming video? Maybe a particular Japanese dish you're curious about, or a cultural tradition you want to learn more about? Please share your thoughts, questions, and suggestions in the comments below. We read every single comment, and your feedback helps shape our future content. Also, if you've been to Japan before, we'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your favorite memories or travel tips with our community. Let's learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of our New Wealth Japan family. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video. Sayonara.